Hello, welcome back to my channel. Luke is already here. Connect will be here in a moment. He said he had something. I think he said he had something to do. So he will be here in a bit. Anyhow, let's just start off on our Tuesdays, I guess. Akanji, Stones, and was it Ake as well? Are all staying? Now, I actually predicted that this might happen in one of my streams for the homegrown, but this is just. I feel like people scoff, you scoff at Matty Cash, but it's my thing, right? The excuse right now is there's no right back on the market who's good enough. But my idea is Matty Cash is good enough, or at least better than Mateus Nunes as a right back, and he's homegrown, so that allows you to get out Aki, and then next window, when someone who's good enough comes on the market, you can just go get him, and Matty Cash becomes the backup when Nunez leaves. That is my thought process. So Matty Cash doesn't have to be good enough, it just has to be an improvement until we can go get that better right back who's gonna, well, eventually become the backup himself and get that homegrown player in. I feel like a lot of uncles we're keeping either because we can't sell them or because they're homegrown. I feel like, for example, Aki, you can sell this guy. Let's be honest, he's not played football in how long? You can sell this guy. But we're not making the attempts to. Ederson, we could have sold him. Now, some people say, oh, it's only 3 million, but 3 million is more than 0, and you're not paying his wages anymore. So, and it's also like he's giving performances right now to justify those wages, especially when you go get a goalkeeper like Trafford again. Nobody's watched him, but it's a goalkeeper that wants to start. So, yeah, I think it's just a mess how we're managing this squad.
Yeah, it is. A bit obviously before I start, big up the chat, big up everyone obviously who's watching obviously the show. Again, the fact that it's almost start season's mad. Is it 2 weeks ago now? So the season starts? Like, oh god. Back again, back again, having to do it all over again. But then again, we're fans, bro.
Don't worry. We are ready. We are ready.
I know you're ready. I've seen the outfit. I've seen his outfit. Big up Connect. Big up, bro. We're doing good.
Right.
All right. No, but with the squad, right? The thing is, I don't mind players going out on loan. It's part like we can't have everyone stay and have a 30-man squad. I get that. So if Hayes is going to go out on loan, fine. It is what it is. I give him a year and come back and assess where he is a year later. Can we trust Akanji anymore? I don't know, because last season was terrible. Was it all him? No. Just Ake again. Ake's brilliant. If it was injury prone, that's right. If it was injury prone, no one would be able to answer this question at all about him. No, even Stones. Them two are not bad players at all. We all love them, but the injury record is an issue. If they're both one more reliable, again, no one on this panel or on the fan base will actually be playing at all. Right, like stay, keep them around a bit longer, but we can't because at the moment we have no idea if they're fully fit all the time or how long we can rely on them anymore. So I just think at the moment, right, I'm not where we're going with something, but like McAtee, apparently I'm going to sell him. Okay, well,
let's talk about McAtee later. I've got stuff to say about that. Because
okay,
my God, that's pissing me off the McAtee situation.
Well, Grealish, for example, right? So what? Apparently, according to someone on Twitter, the number 10 shirt's going to Shirky. Well, hold a minute. Jack's still here. Anyone getting Jack yet? Because what? I mean, sorry, Jack, for that big number 10 shirt we got you. Take it off you, Shirky. Here's number 34 or something like that. No, he has to go. You can't keep Jack around. We gave number 10 shirt to, 4 years ago now, and say, sorry, mate, you're old now, you're old news. Like, you have to sell him on. So this is what I mean. We're still waiting around. It's August 1st, and we're still waiting around for the buyers. I get you can't rush buyers, But seriously, the fact that it's how bad it is, the contracts, and that and to run down contracts and to get rid of players, I'll say it as it is. This season is yet again another season of change. There's not much different at all this year.
I don't think I don't think we're waiting for the buyers. I think we're planning to keep these players. If we want,
mate.
Because think about it, yeah. When Pep's first season, all the players, well, not all the players, but a lot of players were on their end of the contract. So it was easy to rebuild. He just comes in, waits for the contracts to expire, he gets all his signings. That was easy. I think they're trying to recreate that. However, it's a completely different situation. The reason why it's a different situation is that was Pep's first season. We had already won a cup before that. The bar was lower, and we were further away from a league title. So even if we rushed to rebuild, we wouldn't have been able to get up to a standard. I feel like right now, if we had done this rebuild properly, not to give Gundogan his minutes so he doesn't get that extension, voila, he's out of the door. Get Ederson out for the last 3 million. Just take the money and say, finally, goalkeeper gone. Get Akanji out because Akanji wasn't offered for him. They didn't want to pay his wages. Get a deal done. Okay, if you like pay this much to us, we'll pay like this much in compensation for the lost wages, and voila, you can get Akanji. These are the deals you need to do. Yet they're losing deals for you. Absolutely, they are losing deals. But that's the position you have put yourself in as a club when you've not made any deals for years, when you've waited too long to sell these players. What makes Madrid the best club in the world is not the players say buy. It's the decisions they make on who to let go at what time. They let Benzema go before he was washed. They let Ronaldo go before he was washed. They let Modric go before he was washed. I think he was still a decent player at the end there. They let a lot of these players go before they're washed. Maybe best example, currently plays at Man United. Can't do anything. Casemiro. They let these players go at the perfect moment. That's what defines a big club for me. Not who you buy, but at what time you let your big players go. Because that's a tough decision. Buying the fancy toys, that's easy. But saying to this player, who's, with all due respect, a legend to your club, you've got to go. That's difficult. That's difficult.
Bro, we lack ruthlessness. Like, do you remember back in the day when we were like, right, Aguero, you're done. Bye, see you later. That's still you don't buy. What happened to that? Because look, with Kev, sure, but with Kev, right, it was kind of like we kind of forced into doing that really because the legs are gone. But Gundogan is still here. Like the coaching match. No, I can't put his manager. If Pep says right, he ain't very much tall next team. Let them in the cups. Fine, but can we trust Pep right now? Again, I'm not saying I want Pep out of that, but the reality is, last season, Al Hilal as well, he played the wrong team. He won't play a DM when you've already brought DM in January to play that position. Again, I'm fine with against the manager. It's what goes on there, but it's self-sabotage. We all know it doesn't work. Again, as I said, Cover and Bernardo, I'm having one more year, fine. But Gundogan, he's 35. Yes, I know players in the leagues play when they're older, but the Premier League isn't that league at all. It's too physical for players that age. And if Gundogan plays against the Wolves in 2 time, I really do feel this fan base is going to have a massive, massive implosion. But to the point where if we lose to Wolves, Al Hilal was bad. It will go nuclear. I'm saying it.
But let's not even think about losing to Wolves.
God.
It could happen. It could happen.
Man.
Did we lose it last season? Or was that? No, that was the late winning right from Stones.
Yeah.
That was out last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, Connect. You're late.
Yeah, I know. I just completely lost track of time. I had to put what I was doing down and had to quickly run in here. But I'm here
obviously,
now.
I've never been late. Except for 90%
It's
of my watch logs.
If you're late to your own show, I have questions to ask about your.
I am late to most of my own watch logs, which is the funny part.
You are as well. You are. Mate.
You know, I remembered there was a watch along last season. I think it was Barcelona, and I was like 45 minutes late. I forgot that I was doing the watch along, so I just bet it off because I was like, I'm not gonna do the second half, and I came up with an excuse. I put out a post because I was too embarrassed to say, yeah, I forgot about it. Anyhow, connect. Yeah, Akanji is staying. Stones is staying. Now, Akanji can still play, of course, but how do you feel about Mr. Hospital FC?
I just worry a bit because we haven't reinforced at centre back, and obviously not because we are, in terms of overall numbers there, and we have a ton. You know, at the moment we've got John Stones, Ake, Akanji, Diaz, Vardio, Kusanov, Hayes is going on loan, and Juma Bar is on loan. So 6 options. Last season, we saw at times we really struggled with injuries, especially with John Stones and Ake. I don't even think either of them racked up 20 Premier League appearances. I think they were out for most of the season. It was hard to see because Ake, like Luke said earlier, whenever these guys played, they didn't even do bad. You know, John Stones, especially scoring two last minute goals, he was only celebrated whenever he played, but he hardly played. And it seems like we're going to be stuck with them. And we could very well end up in a situation where we're really struggling with injuries again. You know, because it was more than just them. You know, Diaz, he had a couple of injuries last season, a couple more than we're used to. Vardio didn't get injured, to be fair, but it could very well catch up to him for all we know, and maybe he picks up an injury here and he's out for a couple of months, and that's a huge blow if he's out. And I mean, I trust Kusanov for the most part, but man, it seems like Pep would rather play anyone else right now.
Where will Kusanov even play though? Because I mean, I'll see people arguing about this all the time. Is he a right back? Is he a centre back? I mean, to me, the answer is obvious. He's a centre back, sorry, but a lot of people want to put him right back to accommodate our lack of a right back. Where would you put him? We're not making any more signings, so with that knowledge, where would you put him?
For me, I think he is also a centre back. I don't think he's a right back. You know, I know he did solid against Vinny. Yeah, I know he did do well and locked him up for the most part. But for me, he is ultimately a centre back. In my opinion, it's where his best football has been. And I do think he's more likely to be utilised at right back for right or wrong reasons. But I really want to see that partnership of Vardio and Kusanov. It's a bit of a fantasy partnership. I don't think we've seen it, but I want to see it because I just think it could work. Something about it just looks good. But I do think on a starting 11 right now, if Kusanov was going to go anywhere, realistically, he's probably going to be put on right back if it is Pep Guardiola making that 11. Because he's going to put Diaz in. He's probably going to play Akanji or Vardio next to him. Even Stones and Ake will play any one of those together. There's no way he plays Kusanov ahead of any of them at centre back, which leaves only right back. Right back being the only area really with major question marks on who belongs in that area right now. To potentially Kusanov or Nunes and who else.
Using the fullbacks, please. Right back and left back. When was last time I actually have 2 fullbacks? Was it Mendy and Walker? What happened there?
Cancelo played left back a few games, but he wasn't really a left back.
An actual left back played left back, led out all his life. Like, honestly, I just want.
I mean, a right back playing left back, it's still better than 2 centre backs there, but.
Look, I mean, again, I wasn't after perfection here, but I just want to go to the season with a bit of confidence, man. All round, no worries. I'm not saying it all everything next year, but I think like crap. We haven't put a right back now, so now what? Is it going to be Rico and Nunes again? I don't.
It just stinks a bit, really, doesn't it? Because we all know that Nunes has got bozo moments in him. Even if he did do a solid job at the end of that season, okay, and I gave him applause for that. Okay, I think most people did. We all know he's got bozo moments in him, and real bad bozo moments like that. You know, like the derby is one I won't soon forget. I remember a silly penalty conceded against Sporting, and those two just off the top of my head. I'm sure you can find more.
I mean, this is the thing, right? I'll see people pulling up statistics of like, oh, Mateus Nunes is better than Livramento. I've seen on Twitter recently.
Oh, God. All
And-
right. We're not doing stats here, bro. Stats.
No, this is why. Yeah, this is why. I'm gonna explain why statistics are great for professionals when they use them, and why you shouldn't use them because you don't understand them, right? That's myself included. I'm not a professional, right? When we use statistics, we look at the incorrect statistics and we make the incorrect assumptions. So, for example, Mateus Nunes, he's got better expected assists. He's got better. I believe he has better ground duels won. It's a problem with that statistic. Now you have to look at where the ground duels are being won. Mateus Nunes is winning his duels up the pitch, which means he's not stopping counterattacks, he's pressing. Great, but not what a right back is supposed to do. That's a winger's job. What a right back is supposed to do is win the duels at the halfway line to stop a counterattack. When you look at that statistic specifically, I can't remember the exact statistic, but I believe Livramento is 3 times better. And that statistic alone. Now he's got better blocked shots. He's got 6 times better clearances, which is a big thing because most of them are at far post. Remember far post last season? That was a problem. This is why you don't use statistics. Yet they are great when professionals use them and understand them and apply them. But you are not a professional. I'm not a professional. We don't understand half the statistics. Like I see Lee Gunner, a clip of him of what is field talent. I'm sure this is a great statistic if you're a professional who understands them. For us, it's useless. Let's be honest.
The deserve to win meter, like, bro. What? Bro, just sack it in. Honestly, XG means nothing. Put the ball back in the net. The rules of the game are simple. Don't be offside. Defend goal. Score more goals with the other team. Win the game. It's not about, oh, is my pass accurate here? Nobody gives a shit about your accuracy of passes. Like, it sounds cool in FIFA, but it's not actually going to help you properly in football. It sounds cool if you get a certain percentage, you want to get better at it. But the reality is, all we care about is our team winning the games, actually playing really well. And when we start waffling, it just gets to the point where it's like, I phase out. Like, I don't care. Because this obsession of stats and also everyone else on Twitter, bro, it's all it is now. Like, everyone's going on about Gyökeres. Oh, he didn't score the 0-0-1. I mean, all right, cool, it's funny. But the reality is, right, it's like, I said before, right, people are begging on certain players being shit at other teams because of answer and getting all the likes and retweets and that. I said before, right, so, there's this obsession about being, some way and just being on social media is why the platform's shit now. Because that's all it is now. It's not about debate. It's not about chatting. It's about chatting rubbish to get your likes on Twitter, to get paid pennies for no reason. It's quite sad, really.
Oh, by the way, Sunderland's got a new goalkeeper.
Sunderland, by the way, I've done very well. Credit was like, they lost Joe and got players in him. They got a player on loan, Mark on loan, which I think is a good loan deal for them. They got obviously 2 keepers coming in now, and Xhaka. Chris Hughes on them.
Hey, don't sleep on Sadiki, yeah? Don't sleep on Sadiki, I swear down. Sadiki and Xhaka.
Tell me we'll cook.
Sadiki, yeah? Sadiki and Granit Xhaka, that midfield is going to do bits in Premier League next season. If he plays them together, yeah, Xhaka and Sadiki, they're going to do bits next season. Because Sadiki, yeah, he's just got such an engine on him, but he's also very technical. So, like, it's Bernardo Silva, right? Very technical, but an engine as well. He's got both of it, yeah? He's going to do bits if the manager just trusts him. Because he's going to play bad games, because he's new to the league. Yeah, big up to everyone in chat, by the way. But he's going to do bits if the manager just trusts him. We need a proper right back at all costs. I agree. But before we actually talk about a right back again, Let me talk quickly about McAtee because I stopped Luke earlier from talking about McAtee, and therefore I'll let Luke talk about McAtee first. I think this is terrible business. For those who don't know what's happened, Man City told buyers, so Nottingham Forest and a few other clubs who were interested, 25 million is enough for McAtee. We received a 25 million bid and we rejected it because we had re-evaluated what we wanted for McAtee. Now, this is terrible business because if you study accounting, one of the first things you'll learn before you sell one of your activa, which means any asset or play it as an asset, before you sell that, you need to evaluate the value of that asset so that you can book into market loss or the market profit. That is the first thing you do when you sell an asset. You do the evaluation. You don't look for the buyers, you do the evaluation. Man City re-evaluated at some point, which you don't do. You don't re-evaluate after 2 weeks, do you now? What I reckon happened in that deal is someone put a £25 million price on him, and either Viana or someone else saw that, thought that's terrible business, and wanted to raise that price, but it's already too late. Now other clubs are bidding £25 million, and Man City is rejecting them. And other clubs think, well, this is the price you said you would sell him for. You are going back on your word, which it's a verbal agreement, doesn't mean anything in law. But that does mean a lot of boardrooms are bidding with us because we have gone back on our words. You don't do that in business. A lot of people don't understand this. They just say, you reevaluate the player, it's normal. No, we told clubs, this is the buying price. We changed the buying price. We lied. You don't lie in business. I mean, that's fraud. I mean, nothing happened from it, so it's not fraud. But if we had put it on paper, that would have been fraud. We were one step away from fraud. I mean, do you realize how bad business that is? Because other clubs will view that as fraud. Legally, it's not fraud, but other clubs will say, oh, that's fraud, you tried to scam us. That's what other clubs will see. I don't think that's acceptable. And people defending it, that has all to be the worst business I've ever seen from Man City. I'm going to be honest. That's the worst business I've ever seen from Man City.
It's just comes to like a lack of almost like a lack of responsibility at whoever made that decision. You know, if you weren't sure, on it, then don't put the price on him, But if you were sure, then there shouldn't be a need to do any sort of reevaluation, Because it's not like McAtee really did too much for us last season. And the biggest thing he probably did was score a hat-trick against Salford.
Rise up by 5 million, hat-trick against Salford.
Yeah,
there you go. Yep. And so, he wasn't a regular. He had cameos off the bench and a couple of starts in the FA Cup and at best. And we set a price, obviously, like you said, of about 25 mil. And then someone saw that, like you said, either Viana, and were like, no, let's reevaluate that. And now they want a similar fee to Cole Palmer. That is in effect, it's getting to almost around double of what we said, because we said 25. Cole Palmer was sold for about 40. It's getting into that area of double what we asked for initially, and it's just silly, You either, if you made the bad decision, you just gotta deal with it at that point, suck it up and accept the error and accept that you're going to get a lower fee, and maybe try and negotiate a solid buyback in there so that it's not a complete L on your
part. Or a bonus. You could just say, oh, that's a fixed fee, but we still want a bonus. I mean,
bonuses.
25 million pounds for buyback clause. Honestly, just do that. Look, I'm sorry, right? We're wasting his time here. Get him out the door. We're not going to play him very much next year. It's not good enough for us right now. I like McAtee personally. I think he's a good player, but he's not our level, which is perfectly fine. Neither was Palmer. Palmer probably is now, I suppose, but Palmer, when he left us, wasn't our level yet.
I'm going to say something on Palmer here. If Palmer
You're gone.
went missing for 3 months at Man City, he'd be dead. He'd be found out in a ditch. But that's what he does for Chelsea. He goes missing for 3 months at a time. He's a good player, but he's a purple patch player. And you don't notice that when they play at a club where the level, or well, not the level, but pressure is way lower. At Man City, you go missing for 3 months, you're dead. You're dead. You're never touching first team again. And the only reason why Foden can go missing for 3 months is because he had health reasons why. It's not like he does that because, like, oh, I'm just going to be shit now. No, he does that because he's got health issues. That's completely different, because I know people will draw parallels to Foden. And I'm not giving excuses, but injuries are more excusable than just being shit for no reason for 3 months.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, like, Phil Foden, even with the issues he had and whatnot, like, he got a lot of backlash for it, even despite having issues, rightly or wrongly. And Cole Palmer, you know, like you said, he really did go missing in that 3 month gap, like you said. And, you know, there was, you know, like he even missed penalty. I believe he even missed a penalty, which is unlike Cole Palmer.
I think he missed 2 penalties even. I think he missed 2 penalties in a row.
Yeah, which is unlike him, because to be fair, up to that point, I believe he's got one of the best penalty records in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think he had a perfect penalty record until then.
Yeah, so, you know, it was very unlike him. He wasn't picking up assists, really. Definitely wasn't picking up goals. And like you said, just really went missing. And then he had that great game against PSG, to be fair. And everyone's back on him. Everyone's back on that wagon. And yeah, like you said, if that happens at City and you haven't got any sort of issues, your backlash is going to be insane. Phil Foden's was already got a lot, despite having issues. If he didn't have those issues and he was having that kind of drop off,
by the way,
get torn to shreds.
By the way, just to add on to it, at Chelsea the system is built around him. At Man City it wouldn't be. So he'd get even less support as well. So, I mean, I think people overrate Palmer a lot. I think he's a very good player. He's not a Man City starting player, I'm going to be honest. Foden is better than him. He is. Yeah, I know Foden was bad last season. Yeah, I know. But Foden is better than him. Glass is glass is burdened, as they say. Sterky is better than him. I know I've not seen a lot of him, but for all what I've seen, I've seen starts.
Okay. I can't wait. Can't wait, bro.
Martinez gets more G8 than him. Links up very well with Haaland.
Better player as well. Better player.
Haaland. I mean, are we going to discuss Haaland against Palmer? No, we're not. He's not going to play in the 8. He's not going to play in the 8. Especially not with Reinders and Nico Gonzalez both.
Right, with Haaland. He'll say he's a bad player. If you watch him recently, he's getting better though. He's going to get, as a player, he's starting to get better. Is world class overall ability? No, but then again,
his passing is better game.
No, but he's getting better though overall. I'm joking the fifth there, but he is getting better overall. In the last few years he's been playing for us, he started seeing a lot better build-up play. So I think it'll get better and better in the next few years. But yeah, I think the problem is you're right. I think Palmer for me is one of them players that will say no. For me, at the moment, right, if Palmer was a player that could work in the system, sure.
You know what Palmer is for me? Palmer is for me what David Silva was at Spain. Was he great? Yeah. But was he better than Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets? No. So yeah, you were great, but you weren't getting in that midfield, were you? So that's what Palmer is for me.
Yeah, I think
that's such a stacked midfield.
One international team having that midfield, by the way, it's blatantly illegal. Like all at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Spain lost, didn't they? Sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's read this
fraud here. This fraud here. There's a what problem for it. The fraud. And yeah, no retribution at all. England won, Spain lost. Hold that.
So, from the chats,
move on.
But this this also depends on where the manager wants to go, the player to go, which obviously everything depends on what the manager wants. In Mateus Nunes' case, Pep wants him to play higher up the pitch because, of course, pressing shape. Sure, I don't mind that if it wasn't for the fact you had Ait Nouri on the other side. And I like Ait Nouri. I like Ait Nouri. But Kerkez would have been better if you wanted to have a right back pushing up. Now, I think Ait Nouri and Kerkez are the same quality player. But if your right back is going to push up, and Ait Nouri is going to be touching the opposition byline, that just doesn't work. Unless you drop down your midfielder, your 6, which Pep just doesn't do, because that restricts the freedom of the 6, and Pep just doesn't like that. And I mean, it can work in theory, sure. You can drop the 6 down. Great. Are you going to compensate Rodri for Mateus Nunes? Not for me. Rodri is in training, by the way, for those wondering.
Yeah, but again, though, with Rodri, do not play him arrogant or rush him back. You've got another DM there. Please play him, Pep. Otherwise, why is he here? I'm sorry, I can't be. A journalist as well, right? Please, someone ask him if he doesn't play against Wolves for a couple of games. Just ask him bullshit in the no one cares about. Ask him this: why is Gonzalez not playing games then? Because no one's asking that at all in the conferences. Because again, I'm not saying for every game, but I don't understand that when you buy someone for that amount of money and then play them.
Yeah, it's such a weird one, isn't it? Like literally, Rodri had been apparently complaining about his injury before the Al Hilal game. No, I think even before the Juventus game. I think it was said he played the Juventus game, played and then came off the bench against Al Hilal when we could have just subbed on Nico Gonzalez. I don't understand. I don't know what Nico Gonzalez has done, man, to really upset Pep.
I know what he's done. In his first game, he played a ball forwards and lost it.
No.
Pep doesn't like.
Prick. Although I will say though, big up O'Reilly for his new shirt number. That tells me all we need to know. Next year, which is good.
Have they confirmed what his number is, by the way?
33.
Yeah, 33.
But it's all good. Give him a contract and number, but you got to play him. I don't want to be seeing Gundogan getting more games. Oh, because of experience, he's fucking 35. When are we going to start moving on? Like these young players, right? We got to start bedding him in. Echeverri, he's going to stay. Him in. Play these players. Like, again, Echeverri for me, right? Doesn't play every game. He can be a sub player for all I care most of the games. But if he gets better, doing better than some players like Foden, he plays the games. It's all about competition, not playing certain player because if you're the highway. Play the players to allow a competitive squad to allow a much better team and squad overall in all competitions. That's what I want to be. Play him.
Yeah, I mean, like Nico O'Reilly, like he was so good last season, and he was playing out of position. You know, earned that contract, took on a new shirt number, and to my knowledge, other than I guess James Trafford, because obviously he's gotten a new number. To my knowledge, he's the only guy I can think of that has come from the academy and has had that number switched. Because Phil Foden obviously kept his, McAtee hasn't like swapped his, Bob hasn't swapped his.
No. Well, Rico potentially can get the number. Potentially, I'm not sure that it is confirmed or not. Again, I'm not saying here we go confirmed. Apparently, Rico's got number 2.
Okay.
I'll say, oh no.
Oh,
wants to die. Rico
On a different note,
yeah.
Have you seen the new Man City treble kit?
What treble kit?
The Man City treble kit. There's a new version of it.
Don't tell me. It's either a joke or he's actually being serious there.
Yeah, I can't think of this out either.
It's Alf and
It's literally
oh,
the
yeah,
same.
all right.
Ah.
This guy is club
Okay.
bridge infection, but no one
It's
cares.
literally the
We're
same
City.
kid. It's literally the same kid, bro. The only difference is the names on the back.
Copyright
and,
it.
Bro, is Shashari going Milan or is he staying at Bro? What's going on here, bro?
He's going to be crying for the rest of the year. That's what's going to happen.
Bro, honestly, right? He wants to go Milan, bro. Milan ain't paying the money, are they?
Bro, Milan are the bro.
Yeah.
They're not even in Europe.
How is Liao still there? Why are you still there, man? Liao?
I know, it's
Liao,
Liao is
crazy.
why they're broke. They're paying all their money to him.
bro, Liao, right? I'm not saying he's world class. He's not. No way he's world. But he's a good, solid player that can get better at another club. Why has no one gone for him yet? Not even Bayern have gone for him. Right, I'll ask you two. Liao at City, yes or no? I mean, for me, no, but I'll ask you both. Liao at City.
I don't think we really need him. You know, we got Marmouche. Is he right wing or is he left?
Left wing.
Yeah,
Left winger.
we have Marmouche. We have Doku.
Actually, now that you say that, I might take Liao.
You know what? I'll go Liao. Alf hates Doku.
yeah.
I don't
The way
hate
it's going,
Doku,
Doku
I
will-
just do not rate him.
The way it's going, Doku will be on this show at some point on his YouTube channel. You know, as a guest appearance. So he confronts Alf.
By the way, I know most of you don't care about this, but it's the Chess World Cup final right now, and Ali Lesnar
No one
Fedorusha just hung his screen. Like proper amateur stuff.
Anyone else? No, move on.
Nope, moving on.
Sorry, man.
Cool story, bro.
yeah.
Who asked?
It's not a Blue Chess show, it's Blue Friday show. Where's one about City for an hour?
Hey,
Come on.
Chris Carlson is a Man City fan.
Okay, fair enough. Relevance posts.
Get Magnus Carlson signed up for Man City. I don't know what he'll do
Yes,
with it, but
coach.
Tactical. Tactics, yeah, sure.
he
I'm working
started
with
that before. Anyhow, Sherky will be player of the season. Next season?
Wow.
No.
So that not for me yet. I think give it a couple of years.
Other than Erling
Go
Haaland, who's ever gotten player of the season their first season?
Did Kev win Player of the Year, or was that injury ruin it for him? I'm pretty sure. Did Kev win Player of the Year in 15-16?
No, I believe till 17-18 he won it.
Hold on.
I can't remember, to be honest. When Mo Salah won it, when did Mo Salah win it?
I think he went in.
Did you mean Premier League? I thought it meant Club Player of the Year. I wasn't sure what
Premier League, yes.
Oh, it's Jamie Vardy.
Other than Haaland,
fair enough.
I think maybe Mo Salah, and I think that's it.
Most Salah and Haaland, yeah.
So that's a very small list of players to win
Yeah.
Player of the Season in their debut year. And Erling Haaland, by the way, he had to win a treble, scored 36 league goals, and still didn't win the Ballon d'Or.
Because of Messi PR. Fuck off.
Don't
Fuck
even-
off.
It's the one thing that triggers me to this day, man.
You know,
Oh, but
it's
Messi.
free in my head.
Anyway,
by the way, if Haaland had scored in just one of the two finals, he would have won it as well. I think that's why he didn't win it, because of he didn't score in a final thing, which is so stupid.
Completely robbed,
Yeah.
man. But
honestly, right?
Rodri went and got it, which is what I'm really happy about.
Because what was it? Because next week I'm doing predictions for Championship and Premier League the week after. Right now, I'm putting my predictions. I keep thinking I don't think we asked issue for the league yet. I need to see how we are before I decide on that. But if I'm going to the first game, I think Liverpool at the moment. And again, Liverpool aren't invincible themselves right now. They're a fresh new team themselves. And the fact is, Canate apparently is going to stay now. Apparently, I don't know how true that is. But their defensive cover is, apart from the fullbacks, is terrible.
Mm,
Honestly, if Virgil gets injured for the rest of the season, they're fucked. They are absolutely fucked.
yeah, that is
But
so cooked.
everyone can have injuries though, but like that's the thing.
Well, we can't because ours was awful. Yeah, I don't want another year of that again. That was fucking terrible.
I know, man. We've had
Everyone-
all our rest. Half our players were gone for most of
this
it.
year, injury free, please. This year, injury free, please.
Please.
All our karma's used up now. Okay, a bit of fresh luck, please. Bit of fresh luck this year, please. Yes,
Making sure
please.
the congregation, for a reminder to people, we're calling it a congregation along now. It's not a watch long, it's a congregation along.
Okay.
As a reminder, it will be on August 16th when we play against Wolves. That'll be lovely. Anyhow, Al, we made a balls of the January transfer window. I'll give you that. The two defenders, one wants a loan and the other barely sees the pitch. And Nico G, likely he won't feature much. Which is all a problem, isn't it? Because we're moving backwards, not forwards.
Well, the thing is, at the moment, right? Like, in terms of incoming, so right back, that's really anyway. I mean, for me, right, Rodrigo's going to stay in Madrid. It ain't go anywhere. But right now, it is dead. Honestly, Bayern don't want him. Liverpool don't want him because it was got otherwise. Arsenal
No,
don't want him.
Bayern wanted him, but they got rejected.
So let me get this right. So we're not going for him at all, are we? Basically, we're saying, you know what? Nah, we're not. Well,
Rodrigo?
please.
Rodrigo wants to go to Man City, or he wants to stay at Madrid. That's what I understand from it.
And we're keeping this one. You can't stop Grealish
Who's that? Who's that?
Bro, the guy that we paid 300k a week in 2022 was one. By the way, that's embarrassing. By the way, 300k a week straight away for a player.
Nuts.
What we think? What were we thinking, man? What were
I
we
think you're
thinking?
thinking about Calvin Phillips.
Oh god! Oh, God. He's still here. He's still
Yeah.
here.
I was literally about to say that. Insane. My gosh.
I'm sorry, right? Big up Shiki for his time here, right? But we have to be honest here, as fans. It's been a few dodgy decisions recently, like on contract decisions and that. And hopefully with Viana, we stuck. I think we will do. How's it going to be? But we've really, really got to work on it because honestly, we can't be doing this again in 2 years' time. By next season, my players are at the door and the contracts. We've got a bit, and I think next year will probably be the rebuild, the refresh at the end of it. I think because a lot of players will be gone then next season. I think for me, we've got to see a new way of doing things in terms of contracts and the players coming in. It needs to be done correctly. I get if certain players want certain wages, right, but we can't be fucking around with that anymore. Because look at how many players are. Oh, Jack can't leave because of wages. Calvin's on how much a week, and he can't really leave. It's like it's a nightmare. It's crazy.
When you overpay players, you're never going to sell them, or it's going to be very difficult to sell them. That's when you need to make those deals, which Man City is not wanting to make bad deals. But if you have captured players past the worth of their wages, at some point you need to take a loss. So either you need to be willing to take a loss and get these players out as cheap as possible, or you need to get them rid sooner. And right now we're not doing either. And
No.
I just feel like people forget this, but a football club is a business. And the reason why I bring it up here is because I've seen a lot of this recently. You are a manager, what do you know? I saw this in Patrick's stream, if you were there. You're not a manager, what do you know? What you will get us relegated if you were in charge. Listen, if a doctor, it's very difficult to be a doctor, by the way. More difficult to be a doctor than it is to be a football player. If a doctor messes something up, they get charged medical malpractice and they get fucked over. Now, if a football player messes something up, you can't even criticize them. This is where we need to get serious here. It's a business. It is a business. They are employees. They are paid way more than the level of skill they show. Because, yeah, they might be great footballers, but when you look at what they do compared to what a doctor does, I would say a doctor is more valuable. But they earn much, much more. So, as a trade-off for that comes immense amounts of criticism. Does that justify death threats? Absolutely not. Abuse is never justified. But these are players who are at the highest level of their trades. Yes, they're going to get criticized. And I feel like too many fans are scared of saying, this guy is not worth his wages. I'm going to say it right now. Grealish, not worth his wages. Gundogan, not worth his wages. Bernardo Silva, not worth his wages. Nico Gonzalez even is on big wages. If he doesn't play, he's not worth them. Did I say Gundogan already? I believe I did. Akanji, Stones, Ederson, Ortega. None of these players are worth their wages. None of them.
Bro, do you know what was separate? It's because they're not called fake fans. But I'll say it as it is, right? If all the fans, who call people fake fans, right? Why do you give a shit about what people are saying? It's their rights or opinions. We should allow them. This is not North Korea. Follow a certain way of doing things. Otherwise, you're not this certain fan. This is why we got Twitter. Right? It's got to stop. Like it's why it's out of control because people just can't set opinions are different to theirs. When in reality, it happens quite a lot. Even your friends probably disagree about City on certain things. But when you start doing that and start policing what people can say, it's an issue. Because in that way, no one can have a chat anymore. Because everyone's going to get angry at each other saying, you're a fake fan thinking that. Well, no, I'm not. It's my opinion.
Yeah. I've just started banning people like that in my chats. Someone like you can have a different opinion than me, but when you tell me how to think, I'm just gonna ban you. I don't tell people how to think, so don't tell me how to think. Right? You can tell your opinion to people, but don't tell people you need to do this. Like we're all adults. Well, Connect isn't an adult, but soon to be adult. We're all adults here. You don't need to tell other adults what to do. Like that's childish. Like disagree, sure, but don't tell them this is how you have to think. Now, to counteract that, maybe the child amongst us has a different opinion. Connect.
Well, I actually can confirm that I am an adult now. I turned a couple of months ago. I'm now one of you.
Oh wait, when was your birthday?
I haven't actually revealed that, but I'll say it was in the first 4 months of the year.
You didn't tell us.
I intend to do what you guys requested me to do soon. I believe you guys told me to try Guinness and to say whether I like it or not. So
yes,
I'm gonna do that soon. I don't remember which one of you like it or don't. So
I don't like
it.
There you go.
He's a fraud. I like it.
Yeah. What's like your recommendation? Which one should I try and go for? Like, is that good Guinness? Is that bad Guinness?
No, Guinness is nice, but I would always say you want to start off on like other beers first. Go for the ones like that, because I think with Guinness, right, it's an acquired taste when drinking beer. Like you got to kind of start off somewhere. So I recommend going for like Peroni first or something like that, and then go on to that.
All right. I'll work my way around.
Connect is going to be beer farming. He's going to be grinding the
Beer
beers.
farming. Well, at this point, right, it's City is shit again this year.
Yeah,
Bundesliga play. He's grinding to beers.
Oh mate, I just honestly, right, this season can't get any worse. Well, it can. In the words of Mick McCarthy, it can because if we start season again, mate. Honestly, I am generally I'm fearing content. I'm fearing everything, man. Because honestly, I don't want to be sat here again, depressed at my mind talking City. I want to be looking forward to it, not just thinking, oh, another game.
Don't worry, you can drink your Guinness. You'll be fine.
I'm downing it, mate.
I can imagine Luke in his room with like a full 6-pack of Guinness next to him. It's completely gone. He's going to get another one from the basement. Wait, 30 minutes in.
I ain't got a basement, bro. Fucking hell. I a basement. I'll be down there crying, mate, every game.
You're going to be making your basement just
2-0 down in 30 minutes.
Mate, imagine we lose Amram United, mate. Oh man! At that point, right, it's time to talk.
Hoyland's confirmed
Literally.
he's staying as well.
I'm going to say this though, right, and I'll say in the chat as well. If we have as bad a season as we did last year, and worse start, what's everyone's point with Now, Alf, obviously, I know what Alf is on that, but is everyone else? At what point do we say, right, we can't keep playing everything's okay, so we've got to give? Because, and look, people can have a go at me for this opinion, but I'm just saying as it is, football is not, it's a business. If you're doing one job for the first 9 years, like brilliant. But if you start fucking up a year, all right, fine, you learn the year. But if you keep doing that in a year, and you're getting progressively worse, then what point do you say? Is it time to go? Because that's where I'm at the moment with it. What I'm worried about.
That's like essentially where I'm at as well. For me, Pepper's got last season. We started it decently well in terms of performances. We'd won all our August games. Sure, they were probably a bit easier in terms of what games we could have gotten. Then September, it wasn't awful. Cracks were showing a bit. We did pick up the Rodri injury, which was obviously awful. And then October, we obviously lost at the end of that month to Spurs in the Carabao Cup, which is when one.
And then after that, oh my god!
For me, it really depends on November. Okay, if let's say we start this season exactly like last season. Okay, if we are looking like how we were in this November, for me, that is where you got to make a call. You have to, for me, because it's getting to the point in the season where you're also running out of time to try and potentially salvage something. Too many points will be dropped.
People act like that. People act like that they want that I'll have pet them out when we're relegated. You're just saying though. You're just saying that. A lot of people say this shit because they think that that is what they hear. Reality is no, you fucking wouldn't. At the end of the day, right? Football is a constantly moving cycle. Everyone said, "Be careful what you wish for." I'm like, well, I don't wish to be shit, bro. I don't wish to be like. If you're saying, "Oh, we used to be shit," well, get the program. We're not shit anymore. We're not like. Start saying things like that. I have to wonder. You're just saying this stuff for an argument. Because the reality is, if we were shit, the standards would be at a level that's acceptable for where we are. Right now, we should be challenging for the league every year, not winning it every year.
We have not been bored. We have not been bored for years, decades even. We have not been that club for the decades. Even before the buyover, we were finishing 8th. I have never seen Man City finish below 8th. And I'm 23. So there you go. That is like, I know some of you have seen Man City in like the 3rd division and all of that, but that is not the club we have been for decades. And again, I'm 23. What about the fans who are 18 right now? Those fans have not seen Man City finish below 4th, I believe.
Yeah,
bro. It's the fans who gaslight you, I think, and just chat shit about you, block you, and then chat shit about you. And it's always the older fans as well. And look, nothing against older fans are the most lovely people that go week in, week out and back the team week in, week out, and like us, week in, week out. Most of them are. It's the ones on that minority online that pretend that their farts don't stink, and then they're the super fans that have been there it all, and that they can be happy being shit. Like, it is right in your own head of heads. You're thinking, I don't like this at all, but you don't want to come across like that because you want to have this start of being a positive fan. In the day, right? We're football fans. We will be emotional, over the top, get things wrong. If you start other people about that and get things wrong, well,
but by the way, Liam is off to Southampton for the next weekdays, or not weekend, before my holiday,
right?
Just to stop over. Any good places to go as the expert of Southampton?
Okay, Liam, let me know what day you are, and if I'm free, if you want me on, I'll meet up with you. Because again, it depends obviously where I'm at, but obviously wherever you are, mate, I'll message you and I'll let you know spaces. which would be good. But yeah, yeah. But I just. Yeah, I just want us to start arguing each other, bro, over like the most stupid shit. Like, in the day, right? If you'll be angry at Pep, angry at Pep. If you want to back Pep, you back Pep. Just stop having a go at people for having things that are different to you. Because then it just gets to the point where what's the point of chatting to each other anymore? If you can't discuss about this.
I think a lot of people don't understand the point of fan channels. I see a lot of people here. I was on Michael's stream yesterday. So
Yeah, Michael.
yeah, big up to Michael. Someone he was doing a watch along, and someone was chatting in, or well, multiple people were chatting in. Why don't you just share the screen? And I'm like, it's a watch along. That's not the point. And that you've got other people who are like, why are you debating this? And it's like, what else am I? Like, what do you talk about as a football fan? Like after a game. You're lying to me, by the way, if after a game you don't go talk with your friends what happened in the game.
Yeah.
No, bro, people just want to be haters, bro. They want to hate, and like I said before, right, even some creators, bro, and this isn't some beef shit, by the way. We all know it, right? People in our community, right, especially the creators, some creators, right, they chat shit about the people behind their back because they don't like their opinions of certain things. Like, I know for certain, right, people chat shit about Alpha for because of how Alpha is. The reality is, right, not everyone's like you.
Don't worry, I
Not everyone's gonna
shit behind your back too.
Yeah, I know you do, you prick, but that's not the point. But the thing is, people who just do it right, and just pretend that that they're okay if you wake up. I mean, again, I've had that myself in real life as well as online. People just pretend right how they are around you, and then chat shit saying, "Oh, it's because not a real fan of this for whatever reason." I know it's a waffle, but I think everyone's. Well, I think I'm just sick, right, of just how. Like the things like this, right, should be normalized. It should be a normal thing. It shouldn't be this, thing that's very rare. But it is because, again, Twitter. Look at Twitter, how bad it is. Every single conversation, right, as debate or abuse, pretty much every single one. Not a debate, not a chat, just someone saying you're wrong, you're this.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What happened
The
after
debate
that?
is impossible on that platform at this point. Have you been to Spaces recently?
Oh, it's washed, bro. Space. Honestly, Space is washed. It's over.
Bro, I think the last time I was on a Space was for 5 months ago. It was 5 months ago. Last time I was on a Space.
It's just hate, bro. It's constant hate or arguing saying you're wrong here. And, it just, you know what I mean? I just can't understand why we can't have this in our football. It's into argument. It's just, yeah. What
By
a
the
mess.
way, Liam asks that here, when the team is mint, Rico is mint. Remember how good Rico was when we were good? If we are mid board, he's terrible. That's a problem. You can't have a player be dependent on the level of other players. You need players who raise the level, so that when Foden is bad, the other player can still raise the level. If Rico Lewis is dependent on the level of other players, it means he doesn't raise the level, he matches it. Which just means every time one player has a bad game, he'll have a bad game. Which that's just not something you want from a starting player. Now I think his best position is midfield anyhow. I don't want an inverting midfield right back on the right side. On the left side, if he plays on the left side, sure, maybe he can be an inverting midfielder there. I don't mind, but because we already have like Nuri there to keep a bit of the same system, I don't mind that. But like at right back, I don't think that's what we need right now. And again, if you wanted to keep Lewis, the same with Nunez here, if you wanted to keep this as your right back to play, you need to accommodate with the defensive weaknesses. Let's be honest, people will rate Aitz-Nouri higher than they will rate Kerkez because he attacks. And people like attacking. It's that simple. I think they're both equally good, but in different ways. The same way that people rated Trent higher than they will rate, or than that they rated Walker. But I thought Walker was way better than Trent. But people like attacking. However, attacking is not the job of a fullback, not always.
Yeah.
And when the only thing he does well is attacking and sometimes matching the level of the other players around him, that's not enough. That is not enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, like you said, we need players that are just straight up at the level we need. You know, Kevin De Bruyne wasn't like a player that had to rely on the guys next to him necessarily having a good game. You know,
In fact, the opposite was often true.
yeah. You know, we need just players who are good. You know, players that don't rely on the guy next to them having a good game as well. You know, which is partly why I want, and you guys probably want, a solid fullback in that area, so that we know that there is someone there that we can trust. You know, because if, let's say, we got Rico at right back or even Nunez, and we have Diaz next to them at centre back, and if Diaz having a poor game, you know, let's say City having a poor game. If Diaz having a poor game and the guys that are just around Rico are having a poor game, and suddenly, you know, like you said, Rico's level will more than likely drop down too. Rico works really good when we're playing quickly, when we're moving really good, when we're moving the ball nicely. Okay, it is where you see Rico really flourish. But if we're not on form, he really struggles.
It's a thing, right? When we're having a bad game, you know, sometimes you just have to stink out a win, right?
Yeah.
When we're having a bad game, is Rico Lewis going to pull us over the line? Is Rico Lewis going to be that difference maker? No. When we're having a bad game, he's also having a bad game. That's the thing. He has no X factor. And this is my personal opinion. This is nothing scientific or anything. But I think X factor, you either have it or you don't. You don't grow it. You don't gain it as you grow older. And you don't coach it. I think you either have it or you don't. And it's how you deal with pressure. That's what I think determines the X factor. Some players, when they're put under pressure, they play better. Look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He was one of the most clutch players in the world, especially for Sweden. When you're put under pressure and you start performing better, that's a big game player right there. But then you also have players like Rico Lewis, who when they put under pressure, they get worse. At Man City, you're going to come under a lot of pressure. So that's my problem there, really.
Yeah, it's just...
Anyhow, moving on from that, how much time do you have left to connect? Because I'm going to go through a few more chats.
I've probably got to wrap up now, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, okay. Can you do one more question, or shall you go?
I've got one more. Always one more.
All right. So
One more.
Just one more.
What would the panel prefer? So obviously, Connect gets to go first. Us buying Spence type of player, or not buying anyone and waiting a season for a Livramento, or to see how a few players on the list will develop?
It's actually interesting that Spencer's mentioned, because on the video I made recently about right back alternatives, I didn't include Spence, but I did consider him, potentially including him, but I just decided to go for other options. For me, it's either, like you said, it's either you take the gamble on someone or you hope next season Livramento's a bit more available. I don't know if he will be, you know, especially as Newcastle seem to be trying to tie him down to a contract right now. You know, it could just be just as difficult, potentially even more. So for me, there are solid options outside of Livramento. I think Livramento is like the perfect option, you know, and if we fancy just going big on it, then I don't mind it. You know, it's not my money. I don't mind going big if we have to. But there are some solid options like Vanderson at Monaco. He sounds like a good player. I've seen bits for him. You know, he seems good. You know, there's a couple of other players that have had like decent seasons for their respective teams. And then there are just some like solid players as well, like in the Premier League. You know, I know we've mentioned potentially it's just someone to help out a bit, maybe solidify. And it was more to help with homegrown, I think, when you mentioned him, Alf, but like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, definitely not the perfect option, but he's someone. You know, there's even if you want to go a bit bigger, probably going to be a little bit pricier, but even someone potentially like Pedro Porro, if the club see something in him.
Which, by the way, how long was Pedro Porro at our academy?
I
think he was only here 1 year, right?
Yeah, I think he was signed, stayed with us a bit, and then just countless loan moves until he eventually went permanent to Sporting.
Yeah, but how long was he on our books? Because if he was on our books for 3 years before we sold him, then that would make him club trained, which is very important for the Champions League.
If you give me 1 second, I'll find out.
Because, I mean, with Trafford coming back, we have a club-trained player there. So now we have Trafford, we have Foden, we have Bob, and we have O'Reilly. 4 club-trained players, which means Lewis and McAtee can both leave, and we still have enough club-trained players for the full Champions League squad.
He was with us. We signed him in the summer of 2019, and he got sold in the... He officially got sold in the summer of 2022. So that's 3 years, is it not?
But how old was he when he came here?
Age. If he's 25 now, 3 years ago, he would have been 22.
So 1 year too old. Unfortunately.
Oh well.
Oh well, indeed. Anyhow, thank you for coming on Connect. I'm going to go through the chat a bit more with Luke whenever he comes back, or maybe he can't. We'll see. But I'm going to go through chat, and then I'm going to go over to my Club stream. Thank you for coming on, as always, Connect, and big up to Luke, who's still alive. He lives. The boy who lived.
Harry Potter.
Hey, I'm Snape, you know. I'm Snape. Your own words.
You are Snape, yeah. You have the hair for it. Yeah.
Anyhow,
although I will say, by the way, this TV, by the way, is woke bollocks, by the way. I'm sorry. The films itself were enough. Why are we doing a TV show for films that were perfect for what they were? What are we doing?
Money. It's the meme of grabs. Money.
But bro, you know what I mean? Like, why? I know it's a different topic, but I just like, why recreate something that was already good already when you had the perfect cast for the roles? I hate Hollywood, bro. I honestly hate it.
They're almost as corrupt as Man City, but we're still the best cheaters. Anyhow. Yeah, you know what I need to do? Yeah, you know the corruption meme? Corruption is not bad. You know that meme?
Yeah, corruption is not bad. If you do it, as us.
I need to get that meme in here. Anyhow, what's your opinion on the question of earlier?
What was that? The Spence thing? Was it the Livramento thing?
Spence.
The thing is, right, I get my right back for right back's sake, I do as well, but there has to be some level. You can't get any old right back. You know what? We'll get him because we need to get someone in that's correct for us, but also it's a hard one because to me, Livramento is right there. Pay money. Yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but the thing is, right backs right now are either too cheap because they're not good enough now, or way expensive because they're English. There's no middle ground right now. Like, the right back market is dead right now compared to what it should be.
We have disagreed over this before, and I want to press you over this again. Matty Cash.
Do you know what, man? At this point, fuck it. I will do it because at this point, right, I want a right back. Now, is Cash long term? Definitely not. 2 or 3 years at most. As long again. But we need someone to play right back, bro. I'm sorry, this is not a right back. Nunes is not a right back. Stop playing players that position, please.
Yeah, it's that simple. But here is my take, right, on Matty Cash, just to say it one more time, because I like repeating myself. So I would just bring in Matty Cash for 1 season. You have Matthijs Nunes as the right back backup. You have Matty Cash as the starting right back. Then, next season, or the next window, when there's better right backs on the market, presumably, you sell Nunez, you buy a new right back, and Matty Cash becomes your backup. So that's my idea with Cash. He's not supposed to be permanent. Same with Adam Wan-Bissaka, by the way. Like, who was the other option I kept talking about?
Look, the thing is, right? Do you know what it is with him though? I think it's the United thing. That's what it is. United player playing, and that if you haven't played for United, then perfect for us. But because
who cares?
Bro, troubleism is, mate. Troubleism in this country.
Yeah, but it's the thing. Rafaelov scored the winner in the Belgian Cup final in the 94th minute against Anderlecht, playing for the Club Rouge. And a few seasons later, he was playing for Anderlecht, and our rivalry is like way bigger than that of Man United's Man City.
It's because this country, right, it's just tribal, mate, and it's just so stuck in the dark ages, mate. How is football? It's all about beer swelling. You know, I hate this colour. I hate this other team. Like, it hasn't really changed, is it? It's still the same thing. Whereas in Europe, it's different. But you know, it's rivalry, of course, rivalry. But no one cares. Get the best players in class.
By the way, Liam also said for the controversial take of the season, and he says his is that Jetke will be player of the season, which is, I think, a rather tame one. Here is my controversial take. A lot of people won't like this one. We're not going to win any trophies, and Pep Guardiola will walk away at the end of the season by mutual consent.
Do you know what? I agree. People were shocked by that, but my predictions will be where be. Now, I'm not saying we're top 4. I think we'll be fine. Top 3, top 2, around that area, but I just don't think we're there yet, mate. The rebuild hasn't. Well, I'm not asking for it to be done this summer. Of course not. It'll be a couple of years at least, but we should be a long way along as it is right now. We should be. I'm really concerned.
We could have been 3/4 of the way through the rebuild, I think, and we're like not even halfway through right now.
And this is where I've got it, mate. I have a feeling there's going to be even more fights this year about Pep in, Pep out. And it's going to be like Wenger in, Wenger out.
At least it can take us a decade at that point. Shows that we're bigger than Arsenal.
No, it won't. I think Pep will leave in the season. I think this will be his last season. If it isn't, it isn't. But for me, this will be his last contract.
By the way,
I think it will be.
By the way, you know what I think he'll do if he wins the Premier League or the Champions League? I think he'll also walk. I think if he wins the Premier League or the Champions League, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got a high, and I'm going to walk on this." Because then people will remember him.
One last dance. Yeah, one last dance. So that's why I look at it. You know what, right? We said, you know what? Get in there, Pep. You won something big. Go out, leave on a high. Leave your head held high. Remember how good you were. You know, majority of his time, mate, legend. Best manager I've ever had by far. There's no competition in there.
Stuart Pearce.
Oh God, what? No goal at home in fucking 1 calendar year. Bro, imagine this current fan base.
And people love Jack Grealish.
Bro, imagine the current fan base, mate, not seeing a goal scored. I mean, I was 5.
We won't have a fan base anymore after that.
It'd be over, bro. It'd be over. But no, honestly, right, I just think for me, just end the season high. We move forward. Who do we get in to replace him? I couldn't give a shit who we get next. Because the reality is, we've got to start off somewhere. Look, obviously, I do care. Don't want someone shite, obviously. But it's kind of like, for me at that point, someone who's in charge now. Forget what happened with Pep. New start, new chance. That's where I'll be at.
By the way, from Liam again here, something about what Martin said. Now, as people know, I don't like to talk about other streamers on my channel, except for Luke, because I think we're pretty good friends, so I can take the piss out of him. But Martin said something about Martin said something about Rusnov and Grace being signed because we didn't want other clubs to sign them. Listen, I don't know what's going on inside of the club. Neither does Martin, and Martin does not claim to know, by the way. Martin just says his opinions, just like the rest of us. So I don't know what's going on inside of the club, or why they decide to buy those players. If that's what Martin thinks, that's what Martin thinks. That's all I'm really going to say on that. I'm not going to debate people who aren't here to defend themselves. So,
yeah, and I just you know what it is, right? I just it's people are told what they're told. Doesn't mean that it's everything right. Like pinch your soul, whatever you hear. And I think when you start doing that, things are a lot easier. But we just don't believe everything you see. Don't have a go at people who get things wrong. It's football, mate. Things change, And I think this season for me, and obviously, we'll go through our prediction next week. I'm kind of just thinking that this year just don't be as fucking bad as last year.
yeah.
That's where I'm at now, because I don't. If you do anything right, it's a failure. Of course it is, but just play better than we did last year. If we get a trophy, mate, and they get top two, it ain't exactly where we want to be, but I'll take it because honestly, it's progression from last season. For me, now it's getting better than last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Luke does have to go soon, so there's a lot of chats today that I wasn't able to get to. My apologies, but Luke does have to go soon. So
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
By the way, big up to Cal, who I see has just joined recently. I'm not going to be able to get to your chats, but I'm going to leave off with this one from Vasco. Big up to him. By the way, Brazilians dominate my channel. Like 40% of my channel, I think, is Brazilian.
Oh, okay, it's Vasco. Big up all Brazilians, man. Big up them all.
Yeah, but all Brazilians are like 40% of my channel. Anyhow, I want to see more of Bob this season on the left wing. Now, a left wing, I'm not sure about. I'm not against it, but I'm not sure about it. What's your take on that?
I want to see more of Bob as well, but I think for me, right, it's that Wolves game will be a big indicator, mate. Because I tell you, if we see certain players play again, look, I get if players stay, you got to play them. Of course you do. But for me, it's where the Spain is built. How are we building this team? Because I don't want to see Shaq and Foden on the bench all the time. You've got to stop playing them, mate. You've got to stop playing them. You can't be benching them all the time.
Oh, but he was only 30 million. That's going to be an excuse, That is going to be an excuse. I'll tell you right now, if he doesn't play, that will be an excuse.
Yeah.
People will bring up that he was only 30 million. Anyhow, you do have to go, so I won't keep you too much longer. I do have a Club Brugge stream to do as well. So thank you for coming on as well, Luke. Big up to everyone in here. Now, stick in here because I'm going to redirect to my own stream. I'm going to be live again in 5 minutes. I'm just going to quickly walk. I like to walk between streams, just stretch out my legs. Anyhow, thank you for coming on. I'll see you on the next one. Right. And big up to everyone in the chat here as well. Again, stay in. You'll be redirected to my own stream.
Yeah, chat.